Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. In this video, we are going to understand a little bit about OpenShift and its power, what kind of features it's going to offer to you while working on OpenShift and compared with Kubernetes. On the previous videos, we have seen some features of Kubernetes. Now it's time for us to understand the features of OpenShift. So let's start with the question, why OpenShift? Now, Kubernetes is quite powerful. I agree to that, but still it's incomplete. Now, it's incomplete in areas where there's a need for CI/CD integration, continuous integration, and continuous development. If you're looking for observability, like monitoring tools and stuff like that, security in terms of integrating with other registry, which is third-party registries, for your login, for authentication, authorization, and security beyond that as well. So if you're looking for these needs, then obviously OpenShift is going to fill in those gaps. Now, definitely can be done in Kubernetes as well, but then needs a lot of integration, a lot of tools to be integrated. Some are open source, some are enterprise. So it's kind of mix and match together. But OpenShift gives you that already. So OpenShift is a complete enterprise platform and it can be implemented on day one. So now here on a real world situation, when you are working in a bank kind of a customer, finance customer, they need some ready to use platform like OpenShift. In this example, we have probably we will be discussing about loan application, fraud application, payment application likewise. And when you kind of design these application, there's a need for scaling, security, and monitoring. So these are very three important items which any financial institution or any application for that matter, any company for that matter requires. So for that, Kubernetes alone will need multiple tools, as I told you before, for this integration. So to do that, OpenShift enables you and it comes with everything integrated. So you don't have to spend time on integration on Kubernetes. In terms of the developer workflow, we have something called integrated developer workflow. So basically, the code is built and then it goes to build phase and then it deploys automatically. It includes S21, registries, pipelines, on all those things as part of the developer workflow. And as well as there was no manual required for building Docker requirements, nothing like that, because it is all end-to-end done by OpenShift itself. Now, example is that you have your code on Git. So basically, you can do a Git push, which enables you to do automatic deployment on your cluster. Now, in terms of observability, you have monitoring plus logging. So both are combined together into observability. So you have built-in feature of Prometheus and Grafana, and you can also download it as an operator and use it on your application, customize it for your application. So that can also be done separately. But there's already built-in Grafana and Prometheus for understanding the Kubernetes operations. And you have centralized logging for the same. And also you can, you can detect CPU spikes in payment apps, loan applications. So likewise, you can detect those things as part of the built-in Prometheus and Grafana. Now, there is also tools which is also provided to fix issues before an outage. So that is also there as part of observability. Next, in terms of server management, that is the core operating system, you use the immutable operating system, which is Red Hat Core OS. And then you have the auto updates, no manual patching. And for an example, you can update an OS without a downtime using the auto updates and all those items which is given, which we will talk later. And admin does not manage Linux manually, so it's all automated. So you will have consoles from both from your web GUI as well as from command line. So you have both ways of accessing your Linux machines. In terms of security and management, you have the role-based access control and you have security context constraint. So that's this both are part of your security and management. Now both of these are accessible through Web Console and CLI as well. For example, if you want to restrict access to containers, so you have the security context constraint. So this basically security SEC works on the container within a pod, and you can basically fine tune your settings within a pod itself. Role-based access control works on a global scale where you have to manage the entire infrastructure of OpenShift. Now that's where the role-based access control comes in. So in terms of architecture, it starts from the bottom. It goes from the bottom, cloud or on-prem infrastructure. On top of that, you have Red Hat core operating system. On top of that, you have Cryo. On top of that, you have pods, services, which is Kubernetes layer. And then on top of that, you have the OpenShift layer. OpenShift layer, very important. And this OpenShift layer lets you control the development tools, security, monitoring, as we just discussed. So there are multiple editions of OpenShift where you can use multiple different methods of installing, configuring OpenShift. Now, the first one is like you have the OpenShift local, which is used for laptop testing, but then your laptop should be at least having 64 GB of memory, because OpenShift process is really has a lot of pods running, a lot of containers running, at least 200 pods running, and there would be multiple containers inside some of the pods. So 200 pods running on a system that demands a lot of RAM and CPU. So remember that. And then you have development sandbox, which is a free trial, so that you will be given an access to a GUI console and also command line as well. I'll show you how to use that. And then you have the managed OpenShift, which is Red Hat OpenShift on AWS, ROSA, and Azure OpenShift, which is ARO. And Google does not have it right now, but then there is a talk of getting OpenShift just like managed like this. But you won't get the full control. The service will be configured automatically, autonomously on AWS infrastructure. You don't have the means of controlling the number of master nodes and the worker nodes. So that's going to be the default ones. But self-managed, on the other hand, can be installed on all cloud platforms, including AWS, Google, Azure, and other parties like I think that Alibaba is also supported for self-managed, where you have the full control of executing scripts and getting them applied onto multiple servers, or the number of servers you like, how many number of masters you want to have, how many number of worker nodes you want to have. So those are all customizable and self-managed, full control. Now, the difference between managed and self-managed, I already explained it. So managed is basically easy. AWS Red Hat managed, so you don't have the overhead of configuring the infrastructure. But self-managed, on the other hand, is a full control. More efforts is needed for setting up and creating this master and work node, setting up the DNS and stuff like that. Example, ROSA, which is Red Hat OpenShift on AWS versus manual installation on AWS. I would prefer, or I would do most of the time, and have done before on my tradings, self-managed one, because there you will be having the full control and you have more efforts to be put on that. All right, so in terms of the next slide, we have insights and monitoring. So this is quite advanced. So here you have Red Hat Insight Advisor and the detect risk and recommendations. So these are some of the security misconfiguration detection. That's what it's going to be doing, and also it provides you how to fix it, production issue. So that's insight and monitoring. And then you have the Red Hat product levels. So these are the different product levels. You have Kubernetes engine, core platform, and then for container platform, you have development and ops tools. And then for platform plus, you have security and multi-cluster. Example is that platform plus for enterprise banks. So this is some of the products which you can purchase from Red Hat if you want further support on this. But this program is supposed to cover most of the items which we use on OpenShift. This is the first level of your administration and configuration of a cluster. Thank you again for watching this video. I hope that it was useful for you. I'll see you on the next one.